Vermont tried socialism and abandoned it. Can you like expand that? Just tell us.
I've never heard it before. Can you say it again?
You said the state of Vermont had tried socialism and abandoned it. When did that happen, and why? When did they?
So Vermont played around with socialism in the 1900s. It implemented a system to where it had a mix of capitalism in it, but they basically tried to give basic necessities to people for free. And of course, that ended up going bad because you have to remember that while the government takes our money to basically support its programs of socialism, it's just giving it back in a lower quantity. So Vermont actually ended up straying away from socialism after its collapse in that area.
How long did that take?
It literally took like, I'm not even kidding, like a couple months. They experienced the change like radically.
Do you consider the current welfare programs, such as affordable housing for low income, food assistance, and Medicaid, to be socialist programs? If not, why? But if so, would a truly socialist government just expand these programs to the masses?
Oh, okay, that's a really good question. Yeah, so some people don't think that like socialism has taken place in America, but it certainly has. We have a lot of health programs, and like you said, with food programs, where the government is directly assisting the people using taxpayer money. And honestly, I've only seen it like work worse than for the better. For example, everyone's probably heard of United Healthcare, right? And people are willing to take that risk to say, hey, we can get some free healthcare, but you got to ask yourself the question whether you want basically a cheaper form of healthcare for free, or would you have good quality healthcare, but you're actually paying the price for that. So it's a question of whether you want to actually take care of the problem, and whether you want basically the competition of prices to impact how you live and how you're going to impact the world through that. So,
yeah. Go, I wanted to just follow on. You mentioned the Scandinavian countries, which I'm grateful for. You mentioned Sweden as a great example. Do you think Sweden's issue is immigration or socialism?
Say it one more time.
Do you think that Sweden's core problem is an immigration issue, or is it a socialism issue?
I think it's at its core a socialist issue.
That allows immigration.
Yeah, because a lot of countries that like experience forms of immigration, the reason why they had that problem was because of socialist policies. For example, Venezuela has the largest refugee crisis right now. 8 million people have left the country fleeing from the socialist policies that they encountered and they experienced. So it's not immigration, it's not people leaving the country that's causing economic breakdown, it's actually the socialist policies causing the economic breakdown, and people are leaving to it, or away from the problem.
So that's one way to look. My question was more so people coming into the country that are causing the collapse because of an immigration issue.
Okay.
So people are fleeing countries and ending up somewhere, and then they're disrupting the system. So that's the other way around.
Yeah, okay, so there's a flip side to that, right? So we got people with certain ideas, like actually wanting to live out socialism, that come to the country because it basically represents their ideas and their beliefs. And honestly, they can choose to live how they want, and it can reveal itself basically through the nature of how the economy is working and their living circumstances in general. The problem with this is because socialism ends up elevating the gap between the rich and the poor, and these people can benefit from socialism through basically greed. So, yeah.
And one question around Finland. Some would say Finland. Some would say Finland is a successful example of socialism.
Mm-hmm.
What would your response be?
Yeah. So again, Finland. They have a mixture of socialism and capitalism and free markets, and they actually stress a very heavy influence on capitalism. So it's not necessarily that it's a socialist success, it's actually a capitalist success that's actually being hindered. I think Finland would be an even better country if it got away from its socialist roots.